Wake up. We're losing this country in real time. This is not bloviation. This is not exaggeration. It's happening. You don't get a do-over. 249 years, those enduring values, best of Roman Republic, Greek democracy, co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty. The rule of law is being replaced with the rule of done, period, full stop. And so we have to assert ourselves with more clarity and conviction.
Hi again, everybody. It's now 5 o'clock in the East. More clarity and conviction and a plea to all Americans to wake up. Urgent words from Democrats, from the man currently taking on Donald Trump with seemingly everything he's got, California's Governor Gavin Newsom. With every pushback, every speech, every interview, every tweet, every maneuver, even trolling that Gavin Newsom does to get at Trump, he seems to be getting under Trump's skin and getting at the heart of what this fight is about and where it is being waged. It is a fight so much more about the foundations of our country than just debates about different policies. It is about democracy, whether it endures. It is about right and wrong and whether we are on the right side of any of this. It's about the rule of law, whether we still have one, which the governor aptly put as being replaced by the rule of dawn. That rule of dawn is making its mark on our government already in the 7 months since Donald Trump took office, especially this summer, where we have seen power grabs, actual, not figurative, actual power grabs by the Trump administration at every level and everywhere we look. Let's just tick through what's happened in the last couple weeks. National Guard troops are now actively deployed in our nation's capital, ones that, as of this week, are now armed. Multiple officials have been fired for not giving Donald Trump exactly the data or the answers or the responses he wants, the latest of whom being the CDC director, who wasn't in line with the HHS secretary enough. Donald Trump rolled out an actual red carpet and built a blue platform to stand on together next to a world leader well known to be a vicious dictator and wanted for war crimes by the ICC. Trump has floated stopping states from voting by mail and from using voting machines. And that's just a few. It would take the whole hour to go through all of them. In response to these blatantly anti-democratic steps, we have started to see a rise in opposition on the grassroots side, with numerous town hall meetings that we've shown you some of, erupting into angry shouting matches as voters voice their discontent with their elected representatives. A structural opposition is also starting to emerge. Multiple governors are standing up and leading a charge against Donald Trump's autocratic policies and rhetoric. J.B. Pritzker of Illinois, Wes Moore of Maryland, and of course, Gavin Newsom of California. Take a listen.
Donald Trump wants to use the military to occupy a U.S. city, punish his dissidents, and score political points. If this were happening in any other country, we would have no trouble calling it what it is, a dangerous power grab.
I'm standing my guard, and we are locked in to make sure that our people will continue to grow and thrive and succeed in this moment, despite the fact that we're watching a federal government who seems to make my communities and our neighborhoods some kind of punchline.
He tried to light democracy on fire. He dialed for 11, almost 12,000 votes. Now he's doing it in plain sight. And people say, oh, it's just Trump being Trump. People actually think this guy's serious about having another election? You think he's joking about 2028? Wake up.
Let me ask you about a couple.
Excuse me, and I know it's impolite. We have to be more calm and demure.
A couple of your own.
But I'm not calm, and I'm not going to submit myself to niceties. Not when this guy is trying to wreck our goddamn country.
As polls overall keep showing brutal, alarmingly low approval ratings for Donald Trump's agenda. A new Quinnipiac poll shows just 37% of all Americans approve of the job Donald Trump is doing. It echoes other recent surveys like the Gallup poll. All throughout the hour, we'll take a look at this growing resistance from Democrats at the local level and the national level and the state level, everything in between. It's where we start the hour with some of our favorite experts and friends. With us for the hour, MSNBC senior contributing editor Michele Norris is back. And lucky for us, MSNBC political and national affairs analyst John Heilemann and Basil Smikle are back with us as well. Michele, I watched this interview by Governor Newsom and coined it the "Wake the F Up" speech. I do love what seemed to be the worldview from Democrats at one time, which was when they go low, we go high. I think that, you know, that only worked for Michelle Obama. Nobody else should have followed that advice. And I do like where Gavin Newsom and J.B. Pritzker seem to be trying to take the party. Your thoughts?
Well, even Michelle Obama changed her thoughts on that. If you remember at the Democratic National Convention, you know, her tone changed. You have to meet the moment. It seems like these are governors who are engaged in a fight where they now understand the rules of engagement. And you're seeing more courage, but you're also seeing them understanding now how to punch back, where his weak spots are, how they can rally the forces. And also, you know, some of this is punching back at Donald Trump, but a lot of this is also just understanding the storm that's coming in their direction because of the cuts in Medicaid, because of the cuts in FEMA, because of what we just saw this week at the CDC. And I think that other Democrats will likely look at this and find a little bit of spine in their step also. You didn't use the clip of Tim Walz this week also, you know, taking it to Donald Trump and talking about his ankles and, you know, hoping that he can find a comfortable seat because of them. And so I think that some of this is rhetoric, and it's not just rhetoric. The rhetoric is important because it is rallying the base, but it is also governors leading their party and governors understanding that they are now lieutenants in a war.
I mean, I want to read you Ezra Klein's comments on what you just said. This is in the New York Times today. Quote, this is Ezra Klein of the New York Times. I don't like any of this. I certainly didn't vote for it. But Trump promised and Americans voted for the biggest deportation operation in U.S. history. It was always going to be ugly and cruel. So I can see that picture. And then it flickers. My eyes refocus, and I see the evisceration of due process. I see detention centers being built where it is extraordinarily hard for lawyers and families to reach the people inside. I see men in masks refusing to identify themselves and pulling people into vans. I see armed U.S. troops in camo, some on horseback, riding through MacArthur Park in Los Angeles like they're an occupying army. I see Trump sending in armed forces to take over the American Capitol. In an instance, this could all explode. You could have American troops firing on American civilians in an American city in a country-defining crisis. What happens then? Michele, I think a lot of people are starting to say the quiet, anxious stuff out loud, which is that what Trump is setting up is what John Kelly warned about ahead of the election, an incredibly combustible situation.
John Kelly warned about it. Kamala Harris warned about it. We were warned. And people still voted for Donald Trump. I'm going to quote something else that Ezra Klein said. That Donald Trump acts like a king because he can't govern like a president. And, you know, he had an ambitious agenda. He's not interested in governing, and that's why he does so much by fiat. If you wanted to come into office with this kind of ambitious agenda, you normally would have to convince even people in your party. You'd have to convince the American public. You'd have to legislate these changes. He's not interested in doing that, and that's why we see this heavy hand. That's why we see the cruelty, and his character is on display in these acts. He is a man that we're looking at a president who has a cruel heart. And he has introduced a level of cruelty into our, not just our American politics, but our American life. And when Gavin Newsom says we are losing the country, I don't want to be dark here, but he's talking in the pluperfect about something that is happening, perhaps, or he's talking in the future about something that's happening, you know, down the road. I think we're actually seeing the foundation crumble beneath us. And that's why this kind of action that we're seeing from the governors is just so necessary to push back against this and resist, because one of the things we know about autocracies is even a small amount of resistance can make a difference.